This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, URCA, to continue its series of public town meetings throughout the country. Officials say plans are underway to make Grand Bahama their next stop. A top executive of URCA made an official visit to the nation's second city on Monday in preparation for this upcoming event. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
The courtesy call at the Ministry for Grand Bahama by the executive of the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, URCA, comes as that agency is preparing to launch public consultation on Grand Bahama. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Dr. Michael Davo.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama is now partnered with URCA doing the ongoing public consultations concerning the newly proposed consumer protection regulations. It is important to note that the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority is responsible for regulation of electronic communication throughout the country, including Grand Bahama, and URCA is essentially the watchdog for telecommunication, including radio, television broadcasts, and spectrum management. The need for consumer regulations in the electronic communication sector is necessary to ensure that the general public receive quality service from all providers. Over the last few months, URCA has been in direct contact with the general public throughout the country concerning new consumer protection regulations, and I am pleased to announce that the first draft of the consumer protection regulations is ready and can be reviewed, and copies are available here at the Ministry for Grand Bahama.
URCA is the regulatory body for electronic communications, consumer sales contracts, and services, to name a few. Chief Executive Officer Kathleen Smith says URCA is on a mission not only to educate consumers, but to make them more aware of the vital role that URCA plays.
When URCA would have consulted last year on the price increase for Cable Bahamas, as well as the BTC outage on the mobile sector last year, June, as well as some of our complaints that we've been receiving, we realized that quality of service is a significant issue in the country. And therefore, to ensure that we protect consumers, we have drafted this set of consumer protection regulations. Now, how does this impact you as a consumer? We've heard about late fees, right? Reconnection fees. Should you be charged a late fee? Should you be charged a reconnection fee? How much should it be? What is considered reasonable? Those are some of the issues that URCA is driving at and trying to address in this public consultation document.
Smith says there are some real issues facing consumers that must be addressed.
If your service provider charges you a security deposit, that is, what should it be? In this document, we're proposing, for example, that it should be no more than an estimate of 3 months of your monthly bill. So, for example, if your monthly internet bill is going to be $100, on average, it should be that your security deposit should be approximately $300. There's no reason why your service provider should say charge you a security deposit of, say, $1,000.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Joan. Now some good news from Bimini. The United States Coast Guard has given the green light to Resorts World's Bimini Superfast Ferry, and the vessel could be sailing this coming Saturday. President of Resorts World's Bimini, Dana Leibovitz, says the company is pleased to work with the U.S. Coast Guard to bring Bimini Superfast to first-class safety standards, and the company appreciates the Coast Guard's rigorous examination of the ship. He says Resorts World Bimini spent some $30 million to bring the ship up to the highest safety standards. That's an additional $70 million price tag on the modern German-built cruise ship. The ship will initially offer its Day Explorer cruises, which leaves at 10 a.m. and returns at 7 p.m. Now, you may recall the Superfast vessel was initially expected to sail to Bimini the same day that the Resorts World opened the gaming facility on that island, but the Superfast ferry was unable to sail because it did not meet the necessary safety requirements. Well, more public outcry tonight from the employees in the public service. A group of women, some of whom work within Ministry of Education, school, and with local government, were recently regularized and are now permanent and pensionable. While they are grateful to the government for this, they say as a result of being regularized, they have lost years of service and their salaries have been reduced considerably. They say this is something they cannot live with.
Most of them have mortgage because they, you know, Bahamian women, they always try to make the best of it in the Bahamas. But like that, you cannot survive and to pay light bill. Light bill itself would be the salary what they're getting mostly. You have to buy food. Then 8 Mile Rock, you know, I felt so bad because the lady at 8 Mile Rock, she said that she got $300 of her salary last month, which was June. She didn't even get a full salary.
Do you know we're not entitled to vacation? So what am I supposed to do? They ain't give us no vacation pay. When you call down by the office, nobody could give you the information. I went to the bank this month. What I meet, $300 and something on my account. Who I could ask and question where the rest of my money, because every time you call down to the office, nobody could give you no answers. So what I supposed to do? My son already scheduled for his surgery in the States. What I supposed to do?
Now, BPSU President John Pinder says while he is thankful to the government for responding to the concerns of the workers by making them permanent and pensionable, he says he recommended to the government many years ago a contributory pension plan that will help to solve this problem.
Reduce the recurrent expenditure over years to come for the future. Where they continue to procrastinate on it and don't do it, they will always find themselves trying to get out of paying civil service pensions. And so the best way to do it, establish school boards, establish authority boards. They keep just trying to take advantage of Bahamian workers, especially those in the public sector. So they created the airport authority board so they don't have to get out of the pension of paying persons who are now hired by the airport authority. They did the same thing with the hospital authority. They'd hire school boards and have the school boards exploiting persons. They have to have the local government board that established first to make sure they were able to exploit persons. And so they get out of paying pensions. That's not the way to treat Bahamians.
Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, back in just a moment.